Oh, Winter Soldier was going on? Wait, what's going on? Hold on.
What, do you got a problem over there?
19, 14. Say no. Twenty 12.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go. All right, how we doing, guys? This is the Marvel Madness Comics podcast, episode number 12 we're on. I got my notes mistaken here. It says episode 8 for some reason. I don't know why the hell that is, but this is episode 12. So not a good start. Not a good start. But anyway, I am Brandon. Of course, I'm joined by fellow co-host Trevitt, the Uber connoisseur. Trevitt, how we doing, man?
Not bad. How you doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, and then we got our other co-host here, Sleepy Carl, but he is, of course, sleeping right now. He couldn't stay up late with us this Sunday. Early work Monday morning, but he sent in some notes. We're going to share his thoughts along with some of the books that we covered today. But overall, you know, we're going to get to the quick mission statement, tell you what we're all about before we cover our books here this week and throw some more nonsense at you guys. Anything to say there, Trevor, before we get started and underway?
When you're talking about Ubers, you know, the first thing that came to mind was the other day when I was taking an Uber. I think it was yesterday. I was taking an Uber back from getting my haircut. I got picked up by this Indian guy, and his car smelled like crayons, but like it kind of had like a curry kind of smell with it too, and it just smelled so strong and so disgusting. And I had to ride all the way home, like trying to stick my nose out the window to catch my breath because it was just so bad.
Did he have his windows open up front or no?
He did, and then like he noticed, like as soon as I think he noticed that I knew that it smelled in there. Like I don't know how he could have not known, but like I think he noticed because then he started rolling down the window next to me because I'm like, Jesus Christ, it must have been a look on my face.
I hate when people are in the back seat and they open the window. You don't got it open up front. You get like that fucking helicopter noise ringing throughout your goddamn car.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do know what you're saying. I hate that.
That drives my ears crazy. Yeah.
Mine too. I get that on the highway all the time.
Yeah. That's where it happens the most. Someone like cracks the window in the back. Used to happen when we were teenagers all the time, and like someone's trying to have a cigarette in the back, and fucking ash is going everywhere. There's slide trying to ash out the back with one window open, never works.
I hate that shit.
But anyway, you know what we're all about real quick is we're gonna bring you guys 4 books this week because it's a Secret Empire week. And unfortunately, depending on how you feel about that series, it's going to be Secret Empire back-to-back week because issue 7 comes out next week after this one was delayed for, I guess, 1 week. It's the story there because it's on an every other week schedule, twice per month, basically. But back to business. We're trying to provide you guys a bit of a glimpse into the Marvel comic book universe. We talk books and mix up the action a little bit for you with the latest news, titles, character bios, fun facts, general things that go on in Earth Prime or whatever the hell Marvel ends up calling it when the latest battles are said and done. We try to cover a variety of titles for you guys each month, try to avoid any repetitiveness. So if it's a double release book, you might not hear both issues from us with the exception of, you know, event-related titles. You know, and that's because we try to keep everything fresh and informative for you guys. We split the books up into 3 categories. There's normally 3 of us, so it works out pretty well. I am the Spider guy, and what that means is we're going to be covering after your guys' vote this week. I left it up to you. It was on the Twitter poll, and Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man #2, ended up winning that vote. Carl, who was absent this week. Yeah, I know that's a tough tough win for me. But the other choices weren't really huge upsets. Although I do have to say, I wish Renew Your Vows personally won. But I can see this is still like the fresh book in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like people are still kind of like up in the air about whether they should buy it or not. So I can see why it won, really, when it boils down to it.
For some strange reason, I think it was wishful thinking. I thought that Renew Your Vows did win, so that's the one I paid most attention to, and I read twice, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, no, unfortunately. I read Renew Your Vows twice too, but just because I enjoyed it, not because I was assigned reading. But anyway, Carl, who's absent this week, he's usually our hero family guy, hero/villain family books. This week he selected All New Guardians of the Galaxy, so we're going to cover that one for the first time since #1, and we are on issue 6 with that title. So this is a new arc, I'm pretty sure, kicking off here, right?
No, it's the same one.
Okay, so it's just a long-running arc.
Because every other issue is a one-shot story, so we are only 3 issues into this arc.
Oh, okay. All right, I gotcha. That's kind of a Wonder Woman-esque way to bounce around the double release schedule they got going on there. And then all X-Men versus Inhumans. That is your IVX, I like to call it. And what book are you going to be covering for us?
Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah, so good pick there as far as that's concerned. That's a fresh #1 title and the last book in the X-Men Resurrection relaunch. So we're going to tell you how we feel about all that. And then our group effort we put together for the event book is Secret Empire this week. That's going to be issue #6, and we don't cover it too in depth. We'll maybe, bring up a few nitpicks or points, things that we liked, and then give you our overall thoughts on it as far as buy, borrow, or forget goes, which brings me to our final point before we get on to business here, and that is our rated scale. We do rate things honestly on the buy, borrow, or forget it altogether type rating system we have. Buy represents go to the store and buy it now. Borrow represents, get a digital code for free from a buddy. Stress the free there. Don't possibly spend your money on it if you don't have to, unless it's something you really collect. And then forget it altogether means don't drop a dime on the book. Don't run to the store to get it. Forget it even exists. And these are just our opinions. This is what we're telling you we think about it. Doesn't mean we're right, doesn't mean we're wrong, but sometimes you just want to hear what other people got to say. And that's what we're here for, I guess. As far as getting a hold of us, there's a couple ways to do that. We got email address, marvelmadnesspod@gmail.com. We got our Twitter, that's at madnessmarvel1. You guys, of course, listening to this now, you've already found us, but if you are listening with a buddy or you hear it along someone else's headphones along the way, we are on Podbean. You can find us on iTunes. There's things like Player FM or Pocket Cast. We're on all those. If there's one we're not on, let me know. I'll get us on there. If there's one you're using and you don't want to deal with 2 apps, let us know so we can help you out there, get it put on there for you. But we do want you to rate and review us, spread the word. I didn't really check Apple this week, so I didn't see if we got any new reviews or anything as far as that goes. But if you do give us a review, we will throw some digital codes your way. We'll shower you with digital codes. So that's how that all works. And we do throw those up on Twitter once in a while. I think I put one up this week, but I got a backlog I keep meaning to throw up there. So keep an eye on that. Some popping up on Twitter this week, so keep your eyes open. That's a first come first. It's a first come first serve thing. So sometimes mine go out at 3 in the morning.
I'll be throwing Darth Maul 4 and 5 out there. So
there you go. I got some Venom ones I still got to put up there, and I got some Secret Empire ones and shit like that. So So
Nice.
look for that if you're interested in those books. But all our basic bit stuff is covered for the week. We're going to get to the meat and cheese, as Jim and Eric like to call it, of the podcast, and start hitting what you guys came for. And that's the new stuff. And Trevitt's gonna take it away with his news.
All right, let's rock and roll with the news.
Yeah, it's Comic-Con week, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a couple things to, well, at least
think.
movie-wise. I know, but
Yeah.
Marvel, I don't think they released a whole lot. They like blew their wad about comic stuff, I think,
They
last
totally
week
blew their
with,
wad. I was just gonna say that.
D23 and all that, you know?
Yeah, they totally blew their wad. But with D23, before D23, like they didn't have really any new news. They had like a couple of things for Comic-Con, but nothing really big. DC like ruled with an iron fist this weekend, comic book wise. They just fucking killed it with Jeff Lemire coming back and all that.
Yeah.
But I did manage to dig up some decent stories, I guess. I don't know. But the first one is Donny Cates is going to take over Thanos and Doctor Strange. So this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, it was announced that the God Country creative team of Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw are going to be taking over Thanos when Marvel Legacy starts. Cates will also be the new writer on Doctor Strange ongoing series that's going to start with issue 381 from Marvel Legacy. I wonder what happened to Dennis Hopeless. I mean, I guess he was just in for the tie-ins of Secret Empire.
Just filling in, I guess, possibly, you know. Yeah. Kind of like the Shea Fontana while James Robinson gets his next official arc ready type thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Which makes sense. You know, Nick Fury's not making it over to Legacy, so he's going to be, and he's not going to be doing Cable, so there's 2 books free for him, so he's ready to go.
Yeah.
But I like Dennis Hopeless on Doctor Strange because those tie-ins have been like some of the best parts of Secret Empire. But Nico Henriksen is staying on for art, so the same artist from right now with Donny Cates. So I've never read God Country, so I can't speak to his talents, but everybody I know who does read it, claims it's something to write home to mom about. So
yeah, it's celebrated. It's pretty celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. So Marvel got a new indie writer who, they started off on 2 books that already have a good reputation, and all he has to do is stay the course, and he'll get promoted to better books as he goes along, kind of like Ed Brisson. So
yeah,
they're picking up those indies. It's just smart. Someone should start picking up those motherfuckers. Next story up is Ed Piskor, Pittsburgh-based cartoonist. Ed Piskor has been signed to Marvel to write 6 40-page comics titled The Grand Design, and it's going to be the retelling of the first 280 issues of X-Men comics into a single storyline over the course of 3 years. Each year, we're going to get 2 issues, and they'll be published in trade paperback, including a classic X-Men story. So that's pretty cool.
It's a retelling, or they're just like using the old panels and stuff?
It's a retelling, so they're taking the 280 issues and breaking all those stories down into one storyline. That's going to be 6 issues, 40 pages a piece over 3 years. So it'll be like 3 trade paperbacks, probably like 100 pages a piece. That's pretty cool.
That's mildly interesting.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I was like, out of all the things at Comic-Con, I was like, that sounds interesting. I guess he's a cartoonist. Maybe he does like I don't know what he normally does. I mean, I've never heard him do anything.
It's gonna like really depend on what the art looks like, I think, for me to see how interested I'd be in it.
I saw a panel, and it looks like it kind of looks like old school X-Men, like Kirby X-Men. So it looks pretty cool. And it looks old. It looks like it was made back when the original issues were drawn. So, I mean, and it's new, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Next, I saw this was interesting to me. With all the hubbub of Marvel Legacy, people forgot to ask, what books are not going to be making the jump. So there are a few books that aren't going to be making the jump. We already announced that Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme's not going over. Nick Fury's not going to be making it. Unstoppable Wasp. A lot of these books are no surprise. A couple are surprises to me. 2 of them in particular. One is The Ultimates 2 is not going to be making it to Marvel Legacy, which is funny because they're doing that 100 issue thing, like that special edition.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's not solicited in October, so it's assumed that it's not going to be making it. And the next book is Infamous Iron Man, and that's surprising, and it's not surprising to me because I mean I was under the impression that it was going to be an ongoing series, but it kind of makes sense that it's a 12-issue maxi series with, you know, by Bendis and Malieve, and it's a 12-issue story. Like it's not, it's a long form story. So if it ends at issue 12 and it's just the one story and it's Bendis and Malieve, that could be kind of cool, kind of like Wade and Samney on Black Widow. But at the same time, I'm kind of bummed. But also at the same time, they're going to be bringing back Tony Stark, so can't have too many Iron Men, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's only so many Iron Man books that can be supported sales-wise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very true. And the sales for this book is, you know, equal to Invincible Iron Man. So I don't know. They never said it was going to be a max.
Yeah, I don't have feelings about either of those books either way. Like, you know, I Bendis books, like there's a few Bendis books I buy. He's not my favorite to read or support, but like Iron Man's not a character I ever really read about. I gave it a shot for a while when All New All Different started because I thought some big storylines would be happening there, and like it felt big for the first 6 issues, but then just kind of turned into like an average book that kept getting sucked into tie-ins, so I jumped off of it.
Yeah, it did get sucked into tie-ins pretty bad towards the end.
Yeah.
I love Iron Man. I like. I mean, I own all of the runs. I got you know the friggin' the Gillen run, the Fraction run, the Warren Ellis run, and I forget the guy who did after him. I can't pronounce his like Knefu or something like that. I can't pronounce his fucking name, but I really like Iron Man. But more than that, I love Doctor Doom. Like Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel villain, maybe my favorite Marvel fucking character. So
yeah, I love Doom too. I want him to just be a bad guy causing trouble again, though.
So it bums me out because he's not a bad guy in this book, but he's not exactly a good guy either. Like he still fucking kills people. Like he thinks he's being a good guy, but he's not. Like he was hunting down like villains and murdering them. Like that's not something good guys do. So forget. So I'm bummed, but you know, if it ends really well, you know, I'll be happy. I can live with that. Next up, I got some movie news. It kind of sounds really weird to me. So we found out this weekend that Captain Marvel. It's going to co-star Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, which is pretty cool, you know. But it's also going to take place in the 1990s, and I just don't understand how this is going to work because, you know, if it's an origin story and she's going to become Captain Marvel in the 1990s, how does that make sense now? Like, why doesn't anybody know about Captain Marvel?
They're going to captain for 20 years instead of like 60. You know what I'm saying? I don't
get it.
I don't either. Whatever. We'll see what happens when it comes out. I'll still probably go see it, you know.
Maybe she's on like the Kree homeworld or something, and then she comes back. Like who knows? I don't know. Because you know she's like
that's probably what they're gonna say. She's off with the Skrulls or whoever she's battling.
Something, yeah. Because the Skrulls, they announced the Skrulls are gonna be in her movie. So I mean, you know, that's pretty cool. But when is she gonna show up exactly? Wasn't she supposed to debut in a movie before she? Like they were gonna do it like they did with Spider-Man, like
I don't know. Obviously, there's nothing filmed yet because they didn't show any trailers or anything of that, right? Just pictures.
No, just pictures and like.
So I don't know. I guess it'll be after Infinity War. I guess is when we see her finally.
How about that trailer? I mean, the leaked trailer for Infinity War. That shit was fucking insane.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good quality. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that. I thought it was funny when fucking Thor hits the windshield and Rocket's like, get it, turn on the wipers, get it off.
Yeah. See, I couldn't tell who it was because the quality was so shitty. I still appreciated the joke regardless of who it, but I figured it was Thor when he popped up in the next scene.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of spoiled. I mean, not that we didn't know Thor was gonna make it or whatever through the end of Ragnarok, but you know that nothing bad's gonna really happen to Thor.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool shit in that trailer. It's the Iron Spider and armor, and that Black Panther scene where it looked like he was going to war in Wakanda with the Winter Soldier, and that looks like straight out of Hickman's Infinity, which I thought was pretty cool because it looks like they're going to be using that as like a template.
The bad guys from it, yeah.
Yeah, because when they invaded Earth and they all went to different places, I think it's going to be just like that. Because we saw Falcon fighting Proxima Midnight, and that looks pretty cool. But so I got one last story, and it's something I already reported on, but it's official now. So Captain America, and it was officially announced this weekend that Daredevil and Black Widow creative team of Mark Waid and Chris Samney will be taking over Captain America. It's going to be a redemption story. I think it's going to be 6 to 12 issues. They didn't say specifically, but I know it's it's not going to be like a long-term run because they're only going to do like a mini or a maxi. And it's going to follow Steve Rogers around the country while he's trying to reconnect with the American people and find out how they feel about him after the events of Secret Empire. It's going to be no surprise how people feel about him. They probably fucking hate him. So.
Yeah, right. But spoiler alert, he's acting like a scumbag. So anyway, yeah, that's the news for this week. We're gonna take off to the books. We're gonna cover them in order this week of Guardians, Spectacular Spider-Man. Before we take our quick breaks and stuff, and then round things back up with Astounding X-Men and Secret Empire. So after this quick little jingle, you guys will be back with the books. All right, I'm going to send you a new invite real quick just so I can make it easy on editing.
All right, cool.